1 minute past 7, and welcome to the front page review. How was your weekend? Hope you did all you're supposed to do on a weekend, and that is to relax, to rest, and to recuperate for a new week. It's a Monday, so Monday, go make the money. My name is Mary Onaife Edebi. I bring you the headlines as always from different Nigerian newspapers, and then we get to talk some of the big stories. I tell you, there are a lot of big stories. Over the weekend, there was even one particular one that was trendy. We're going to talk about it. But first of all, let me read to you the headlines. I remember Rufai Oseni will join the analysis of the top stories, and also Obed Awede will also be joining. And then the phone lines will be open for you to send in your WhatsApp messages and also to call in. So we begin this morning with the Punch newspaper. Now, the first story here on the Punch newspaper says that workers kicks as governor borrowed 2.2 trillion naira from banks. Workers kick as governors borrowed 2.2 trillion from banks. Now, the writer says governor's borrowing spree has left states poorer. Pensioners, workers lament. Government must avoid short-term borrowing that may harm state finances. Don's warn. Another headline from the Punch newspaper says Ganduje intensifies lobby as North Central APC demands chairmanship slot. You get the story on the Punch. And still on the Punch newspaper this morning, federal government arraigns 12 suspected oil thieves aboard Cameroon-bound vessel. Ignores seat at home, other governor tells Enugu resident. Shetima to represent Tinubu at Rome, Russia summit. NSCDC arrests 12, recovers 500 railway sleepers. You get a story on the Punch also. Guard injured as gunmen invade ex-minister's house in Nasarawa. Controversies as Sanwo-Olu approved mass burial of 103 NSAS victims. Now we move to the Daily Trust newspaper. Trapped convoy Obaseki breaks silence, accuses federal government of abandoning Edo. Nigeria risks losing more communities' land to Cameroon. Ogun students beat teacher who stopped exam malpractice. The story is on the Daily Trust newspaper. New metering code not targeted at increasing electricity tariff, Disco official. Adopted female students raise alarm as bandits threaten to marry them off. The story is on the Daily Trust. And still on the Daily Trust, gunmen invade Marcos residence, injure security personnel. We now move to the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Tinubu hogs a deadline, replaces 4 names on ministerial list. Now, the writer says choice of APC chairman creates ripples in APC. President turned between Ganduje and Al Makura. Still on the Vanguard this morning, Lagos clarifies a purported planned mass burial for 103 NSAS victims. Now, school fees increase, don't snuff life out of us, parents urges Tinubu. World Bank states build national social register resources. You get the story on the Vanguard. And they're still on the Vanguard. Tinubu's 7 wonders in 7 weeks. Now let's move to the Nation's newspaper this morning. APC NEC to ratify Kanduje's Bashiru as chairman secretary. Markets await monetary direction from CBN MPC. And still on the Nation, NSAS, nobody taken from toll gate, says Lagos government. Now, the writer says mass burial is for victims of violence. State clarifies. Now, Court of Appeal, e-transmission of result not mandatory. And also on the Nation's, my best friend lover left me for joining police, says IG. Now, the writer to the story says Tinubu doesn't take sentiment-based decision. Abiodun extol Egwuatu at Thanksgiving service. Nigerian equities outperform global stocks with 1.3 trillion naira gains. Now, the writer says investors count for banking stocks. Now, we move to The Guardian this morning. From prison to correctional centers, what has changed? You get the article on The Guardian. Now, Tinubu's subsidy removal and palliatives dilemma. And Lagos confirmed mass burial for 103 NSAS victims, says none from Lekki toll gate. And Nance condemned proposed tuition hike in varsity unity schools. Now to The Sun this morning, presidential pool anxiety mounts as Judgment Day beckons. NSAS, Lagos government approve mass burial for victims. Also on The Sun this morning, NSAS, Lagos government approve mass burial for victims. The writer says no Lekki toll gate casualty. Government clarifies. And to this day newspaper, any rerun polls should be between Atiku and I. Tinubu tells court. Any rerun polls should be between Atiku and I. Tinubu tells court. Now the writer to that story says Obi Labour Party constitutionally barred from recontesting. Sack Tinubu now. Obi tells court in final address. And finally this morning, Atiku, APC, plotting to manipulate judiciary, undermine democracy. Now, these are your headlines this morning from 7 Nigerian newspapers. We now move to look at the hot stories here this morning. I know you can already tell because there's one particular story that was in all of the newspapers. I will connect with Rufai Hosseini right away to get the conversation moving. And also, I'll tell you that we are streaming live right now. So you could watch us live on social media. Go to YouTube, Voice of the People, search for us, join our community, like it and share. We're also on Facebook. We're on Twitter. It's VOP 903 FM. That's how you see us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So we are there streaming live right now. Okay, we have Rufai Hosseini on the line. Good morning to you, Rufai Hosseini.
That's all our listeners. Great day to all of you.
Yeah, how was your weekend?
So.
Now let's talk about one of the biggest stories over the weekend before we look at some of the news here. It's the controversies that surround the mass burial of 103 NSAS victims. Now there was a leaked document that says a mass burial of 103 NSAS victims. Now it was all over social media. People were talking about it, and then the Lagos state government had to come and say that, okay, this is a controversy. It's not what it says it is. It went further to say that some of the bodies of these people are not the NSAS victims, that they were picked up from different areas in Lagos. Now, he has tried to clarify that, saying that the 61.2 million that was kept for their burial, that it should be clear that it's not the NSAS victims. Because a lot of people were shocked. I was shocked. 103, I never knew it was that number. But even with his clarification, people are still in doubt that, okay, this is a leaked document. Why title it NSAS victims? Why pull the NSAS inside if you're not trying to conceal something? So it's not still clear yet.
So some things I'll tell you today, Mary.
Yeah.
There's a thing about the truth. If we want to build a society that will stand the test of time, we should rely on the truth. And no matter how long things happen, the truth will find its way. At first, when this NSAS debacle happened, there were a lot of lies. From nobody died to, and we didn't order the military to go out, to the military debunking that at the panel of inquiry, to many facts and counterfacts happening. And when all of this happened, we saw it. We even saw the politicization of the reports that indicted key authorities, the report of the panel of inquiry. But people politicized it and said, there was no massacre. There was nothing. In fact, the word there was massacre without bodies.
Yeah.
And now we saw this 103 bodies. that they claimed that the pathologists had, or they said that the pathologists had issued a statement saying families should come and see these bodies. But they issued a statement in Punch newspaper and This Day newspaper all this while. And they brought out that for their evidence. But 3 years after, nobody came to claim the bodies. We've also had stories about families that lost loved ones at the Lekki toll gate. And they tell their stories on how they went to recover their own bodies and bury it. And that's why I say no matter how long we go, the truth will come out one day. All of these people, if you heard the pathologists were during the final inquiry, were people that died surrounding the time of the protest.
Yeah.
So the first question we should ask ourselves is, should people even die because of protests? I have not heard a lot of people die in Israel. They've been having protests for months. That speaks volumes about our society. But you see, this is another sad reminder of where we are today as a nation. But we must speak the truth always. Because the truth can never hide. No matter how long it goes. Like obviously what you said, there needs to be explanation regarding this. The government has explained their side. They said it's not from their side. So there needs to be more explanation. And we have gotten some explanations from the panel of inquiry. But because of politics, people divided. But you see, for all of those people that have said one thing or the other about themselves, for all of those that know one thing or the other about themselves, I'll tell you this. God sees all of us. God saw what happened that day. He saw people that were paid. And at the appropriate time, He'll give His judgment. It is well.
Yeah, it is. We just hope that the truth will come out, more of this. But a lot of us demand forensic, I don't know, audit on this to be sure, because this is really sad. Now,
except one, it's not one to politicize things and act like you don't know what is going on. The panel of inquiry gave a concise report based on its investigation and findings. That report was detailed, but we know how a lot of people came out to dispute that report, to discredit the reports. Especially, you see, one thing I've learned in public life is this. When the truth comes out, there's a contention against the truth. But it doesn't stop it from coming out. So the first thing that we saw was a panel of inquiry that was set up, and at the same time the reports from the panel of inquiry were discredited. So, it shows the kind of society we live in. But, like I said, the truth will come out at this time.
Yeah. The truth will come out. It will come out. My own what let me not go on with this, because we'll talk a lot of this, because it's a very sensitive issue. Another story here says workers kick as governors borrowed 2.2 trillion from banks. Now, most times the focus is on the federal government. Federal government borrows this and that. But now the states, the workers are against it, the governor, because the borrowing of 2.2 trillion from the banks. Now, many of the governors, state governors, they borrow so much. And at the end of the day, they borrow the state into debt. Now, there is a list of the states here that borrow the money, and some other states that didn't borrow. But looking at how much the states are borrowing, you wonder what they use the money for, because at the end of the day, they can't even pay pension. And some of their workers have not been paid.
So it just shows you that Nigeria is not a productive country. Our leadership does not have a production mindset. They borrow all of that money to do what? Nothing to show for it. No developmental strides. Today we are having poor scarcity and hardship, and not poor scarcity, I mean increment in poor price and hardship. You would have thought that we'll have public rail services for people in Lagos.
We saw the rail during the election period. We can't see the rail now. People are suffering. We saw reduction in BRT fees during the election.
Yeah.
We can't see reduction in BRT fees now. People are suffering. So the question is, what did we do with all of the money? And it's not only Lagos State, it's every state across the country. And that's why we keep talking about accountability. If you heard the message yesterday, I kept on talking about accountability for the leadership. In building a very, very different society, we must have accountability for the leadership. And that's why states keep borrowing. What did the Lagos State do with over 500 billion in borrowing? What did Ogun do with over 200 billion in borrowing? How can we be more accountable? These are the questions we ask ourselves.
Are you done?
Yes, Tommy.
I I don't know if you saw the picture or the video of the governor of Edo State, or Basiki, the car that was trapped in the mud. And he says that he accused the federal government of abandoning Edo, that road was supposed to be fixed by the federal government. And that's why the road is like that. But I know that in River State, we saw Wike fixing federal roads and telling the federal government that, okay, you're going to balance us, you're going to pay back to the state. So why don't Edo State follow in that steps of fixing some of the road? Because the roads are really bad, and his own car was trapped inside of the mud. I don't know if you saw the picture of it.
I'm happy he was trapped in it. And he doesn't have a reason to complain, because really, if our states do the needful, they should be able to fix big federal roads like that and claim their money back. Somebody did it a lot. Airport Road, the road that goes just right in front of VOC, it's a federal road. It leads to the airport, but somebody fixed it. So why can't we, you see, this mindset of from A, from B, from C road, the economy just starts with development. Why can't we do the roads that need development and ensure that we cut down man hours of getting from point A to point B, rather than be looking for who to fix it and passing the buck? And that's why we keep talking about full state autonomy. In such a way that the states will control their resources, and anything that comes, they will be able to fix their roads. You talk about democracy will copy from America. It's still states fix their roads. And what was even all of us looking at as a society that the roads got that bad? I mean, there are myriads of questions we don't answer every day when we ask ourselves, and we tell ourselves the truth.
Okay, to another story. Are you there?
Yes, I am here now.
So this one is a very sad one, a very sad story. It's on the Daily Trust and some of the other papers. It said adopted female students raise alarm as bandits threaten to marry them off. Now, 4 female students in Zamfara, they've raised alarm over their adopted threat to marry them off if they fail to pay the 12 million naira ransom. Now, I need to see the video of the 4 female students all crying and asking for people, their parents or guardians, to come and pay the money. If not, these adopters are going to marry them off. Now, the video is there. They are asking for God to save them and for their mothers or fathers to come rescue them. Now, I wonder when we're going to put an end to the adoption of people, girls, and then they spend years being adopted and they get married off and nothing is done about it. This is another case. They need 12 million naira to free them.
2002, we all remember how the Chibok girls were married off. Till today, Leah Sharibu is not still back home. Remember the debacle of Dapchi, remember the debacle of Chibok, and many other people that were arrested and abducted because of the failure of the state. You see, the primary aim of the state is to provide safety and security for its citizens. Section 14 explicitly states that. So when the state does not do that, then it has failed in its responsibility. And the Nigerian state keeps failing the people. And this is an indication of how much it has failed the people. So the question is, how can we salvage the Nigerian state? That A is supposed to have an autonomy of violence. But today, as we speak, non-state actors are having more of the autonomy of violence. And secondly, a state that looks on as non-state actors start to operate, and we keep building a lot of Frankenstein monsters. Just like I saw the video also making the round of a non-state actor with his own army singing praises of the president. The president should quickly dissociate himself from that man. Because it is wrong for non-state actors. The Constitution talks about them shall only be one Nigerian police force. So any other assemblage with an intent of raising an army or something against the Constitution. Because when we keep emboldening these people, we fail to realize that the day they have nothing again, we turn back and eat the state that emboldened them.
Yeah.
It happened to America and the Mujahideen during the Cold War. The Americans kept emboldening the Mujahideen in Afghanistan to help them fight the Russians. But look at it. Once the Cold War was over and Charlie Wilson stopped supporting the Mujahideen with weapons, they turned on the same Americans. And you saw what happened. So please, let us do what is right. Let us salvage our state. Let us allow integrity to be the other thing.
You know, now, the girls said they spent 174 days in the forest. That's almost 6 months. They were adopted during the elections.
So intelligent. I've been able to track them in that forest. Today we have State Security Service. What are they doing? Maybe we have the DSS that are supposed to deal with internal terrorism. What are they doing? Why can't they go out there and track them and rescue the girls? It starts. It starts.
Yeah, it is. Thank you. I think we should. But there's a story here that I just want to quickly comment on. It's happened in Ogun State where students did not beat teachers. They beat this teacher up because the teacher stopped them from examination malpractice. A gang of 10 senior secondary school students in Ogun State have reportedly waylaid and beat up a teacher who stopped one of them from engaging in examination malpractice. Now, we're having unruly students.
And please, all those students must be dealt with. We cannot have a society. When I try to blame kids, I also look at the kind of community they are in. These children are beginning. They are seeing people do all sorts. They are seeing leaders steal. Because they don't have certificates, lie, they have certificates. They are seeing leaders that try to lie as possible with everything. So we need to ask them, do we truly want to build a society? Push them was rounded up and the full cost of the
network is breaking. I think we've come to the end anyway. Thank you so much, Rufai. Thank you, Rufai. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, thank you. Do enjoy the rest of your day. We're having a little bit of network challenge here.
Oh, okay. So sorry. Bless you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Do enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks, man.
This is the front page review on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. We'll go for a short break, and when we return, Obed will be here. He will be here to talk about another story that says any rerun polls should be between Atiku and I. Tinubu tells court. Okay, do not change the dial. Don't change it. We'll be back after this.
We have been serving you hot and fresh content on radio, and you have been loving it. Now we're taking it further. Catch us live on YouTube at BOP TV for all the juicy content you can't resist. Talk shows, exclusive interviews, news, lifestyle, and more. It's all about you. BOP TV, show up, speak up.
The award-winning pizza in the US is now here in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Romeo, the pizza Pizza Champions, and Coldberry Ice Cream. Delight in every scoop. Visit any of our outlets and feel the rich taste from the Pizza Champions and Coldberry Ice Cream at 11 Road by First Avenue, Festac Town, 28 at Denira Ogusanya Street, Surulere, 13 Admiralty Way, Lekki Phase 1, Romeo's Pizza and Coldberry Ice Cream. Romeo, the Pizza Champions.
Are you looking for the perfect getaway?
Look no further than the luxurious accommodations at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, number 42, Muritala Muhammad International Airport Road, Lagos.
Relax and unwind in a beautifully appointed rooms featuring all the amenities you need for a comfortable stay.
Whether you're traveling for business or pleasure, our attentive staff is here to ensure that your everyday need is met. We also offer complimentary pickup and drop-off from the Lagos Airport.
Take advantage of our state-of-the-art fitness center, outdoor pool, and enjoy a delicious meal at our on-site restaurant.
With stunning views, world-class service, and a prime location, Airport Golden Tulip Hotel is the perfect choice for your next vacation or business trip.
So, why wait? Book your stay today and experience ultimate in comfort and luxury at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel.
For bookings and reservations, please call 0815-8003-333 or 0815-7003-333. You can visit our website at airportgoldentuliphotel.com.
Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, where luxury meets comfort. Are you aware that Iruka Online Limited installed and designed a 100,000 capacity church building? Oh yeah, we are the sole distributors of global leading brands all over the world, such as Wafday Line Array, speakers and digital amplifiers, Preseno's digital mixers and studio equipment, Coswell workstations and keyboards, Fender guitars, Mapex drums, Ashdown bass combos, just to mention but a few. We offer flexible payment plan handled by our financial department with 24/7 customer care support system. You can visit our website on www.iruka.com to avoid buying fake products. You can also visit our showroom at number 36 Lagos International Airport Road beside Golden Tulip Hotel. Iruka, never settle for less.
You're listening to the Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. I have with me Obed Awede on the line. Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, how you doing today?
Very well. Thank God. Every day we survive by His grace, isn't it? You know, when they used to say we survive by the grace of God, and people have plenty, they didn't understand it. But now that you don't have, and you have pressures, you don't know if you go to this morning, you're going to see a price of 700 or 800 at the pump station. You just understand the meaning of surviving by the grace of God. So you keep moving.
You know what it means to say, give us this day our daily bread.
Daily bread, but for most people, a prayer is really difficult. They pray, they go the end of the day, they pray the next day again. It is really tough. It's really tough out there, and it's really tough for a lot of people. Honestly, economics has not really done well so far.
Yes, it is. Now, concerning the election, the tribunal, there's a report here that says that any rerun poll should be between Atiku and Tinubu tells court. The writer says Obi Labour Party constitutionally barred from recontesting. Sack Tinubu now, Obi tells court in final address. What's your take on this rerun that is between Atiku and I?
Well, that is, I think the lawyers are making their pitch. They already made their pitch anyway in their addresses. We're just seeing the reports in the newspapers. For the APC, I think their major battle is against disqualification. So they made the argument that all those convictions or alleged convictions in the US, Shetima's nomination and the rest of them are of no impact. That the court should disregard them, and that the 25% requirement for FCT Abuja, which will be and PDP have agreed that it's of no relevance, that Abuja to be taken as part of a state. and those. So what they are looking, the worst case scenario is that, look, even if at the end of the day you say there were irregularities regarding transmission of results and everything, the rerun should be between the number 1 and number 2, which is Tinubu, who is who was declared winner, and Atiku, who is runner-up. So that excludes Obi from the old picture. So I think it's all a question of calculations. There are political calculations in all this. If you take Obi out of the equation, then Obi's massive support becomes, vote at play, which both Atiku and Tinubu will not fight for. So I'm sure the reasoning of the Tinubu guys is that, look, they have an edge, they're in power, and Atiku doesn't have as much of a momentum or a kind of fervor as Obi has. If you're going to get any wrong with Obi, there's going to be a problem because Obi has momentum, he has credibility, he has a lot going for him and the rest of them. So that is the pitch they are making. For Obi, the pitch is making is that this man was not qualified, so he should be disqualified. So when he's disqualified, the wrong will be between Atiku and himself being the two leading candidates. Atiku's one is that, look, I won. This other man should be disqualified. So discount Abuja. But if it comes to a rerun, it will be between Atiku and Obi. So I think it's not calculation they are making to see that they can exclude one of the other, so that they have just two on the rerun ticket. But we don't know how the cost will but for them to have that kind of pitch as an alternative, it's also a question of them understanding that, look, there's the possibility that these things can happen, that you could actually have the court declare a rerun, based on the evidence before it. So it's like saying that let us put our best foot forward. Remember the Labour Party said the last time, they're telling the people that, look, oh boy, don't sleep, stay awake, stay alive, because it's likely we're going to go into a new contest again. So all the parties are just hoping that when the court resumes, I think it should be early next week. That is when the judgment is delivered, maybe sometime next month. I'm sorry, that they will have favorable judgment, and the possibility of the wrong will be there. The possibility of the wrong will benefit Atiku and Obi, who are clearly in the picture. But if you have a victory for Tinubu, for APC, then of course it goes to the Supreme Court. But of course, whatever decision comes out, we know it will still end up in the Supreme Court. This one is just like semi-final. So we will see at the court and those that.
So this one is just a semi-final. Now before I let you go, we're still waiting for the president ministerial list. I know the president has 60 days, according to the constitution, to present his ministers. And we're still waiting, hoping this week. But my question is, what happens if after 60 days, he does not present the ministers? From this headline here, it says that he has replaced 4 names in his ministerial list.
Yes, everyone hoped that last week he was going to bring out the list. Why? Because there were headlines here and there that look, it's already with the list. In fact, the Vanguard deadline on Thursday was that the Senate was deliberating in it includes a session. But what I have to be a bit more cautious, and the rest of them. But it's apparently that, of course, he has a list and he's trying to draw that number. The biggest revelation for me, if I say is that, the biggest revelation for me is that it boils down to this thing that I talk about governance. When during the election, we were saying that Nigeria is not Lagos. I remember that during the campaign, Alake, and the rest were saying that Tinubu is a man of vision. He knows the names, he knows those he wants now. And less than a month, you see the list come back. By the time he's sworn, the list will come immediately. And then we see it's not possible. He has to play the politics. So I think all these political calculations and then fears here and there have to balance, regional expectations. Also, balancing these expectations in view of the fact that we can have a possible rerun election, because if you don't handle it well at this stage, if you send out vibes and then during the rerun, you say, okay, I think when you came with your list, you said we were not important. Now you're coming to us for votes. So I think it's as if every to say, how do I guard my defenses so that I make sure I get the right people in. But it's really a shame that after almost 50 days, that is not in. And that's why perhaps we should be grateful to Buhari that he signed that law that amendment of constitution, because perhaps by now we'll be talking of possibility of another 6 months weeks before we have the minister. Because the man has been acting like he doesn't need ministers. He makes pronouncements. He doesn't do this one. He gets a team of people he appoints. We don't know who they are. They told the NSC they're going to appoint committees. He's not able to appoint committees. He's doing as if he can run the country alone, just like Buhari was doing in the early days. Yeah. But of course, he started back to name his list this week. If he doesn't name it this week, well, we don't know what constitutionality may be there. They may say the list is them, they're not nasty, and so on and so forth. They can do anything, but of course we just hope that by Thursday, later this week, it should be announced at the Senate.
Thank you so much, Obed Awede. Obed Awede is the chairman, editorial board, Politics Now newspaper. Enjoy the rest of your day, sir.
Same here. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Okay, now the phone lines are open. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call in and join the conversation. 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good morning.
Mary, how are you? Good morning and happy New Year.
Good morning, Peter Monte. You're my first caller. Good morning to you, sir.
It's very interesting. Under cold like this, I'm the first caller. So I will need some different view from you. Mary.
Yes.
Nigerian students, they went to school to learn so that some of them could become the wives of governors tomorrow. They could become the wives of president tomorrow. They could take the footsteps of Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala tomorrow, or all the prominent women in the world, and they were abducted by criminals. And today, the cry of those ladies that the government of Nigeria, who decided to allow the criminal activities to fester in Nigeria. Mary, we are still talking about the Chibok girls that these people used in 2015 to campaign, that they will bring Chibok girls back in one unit in a no distant time, that they were going to bring Sharibu back. And they left these our daughters in the hands of criminals for how long now? And then another set of ladies, 4 of them, are also in the hands of, in Nigeria. Is Nigeria a land that shares governance with criminals? That the bandits will rule one side, Boko Haram will rule one side, then the government will rule one side. Why is the PC doing this to Nigeria? Because that was their promise, and they did not keep that promise. Mary, you know what is happening? God is on the throne. He has not forgotten us. And then, for Sanwo-Olu, I want to ask a question, because I followed the NSAS saga very religiously. I never missed any sitting of those at the panel that was set up. Initially, someone who told us, no, I did not invite the army. The army said, no, you invited us. Someone who said nobody died. After they said it's only one person that died. May I follow where the pathologists said that one night they brought 99 dead bodies, and the army told them that only 3 are from Tollgate. And now someone is telling us that they were picked from different parts of Lagos. I want to ask, was it that one night they went all over the Lagos to pick those dead bodies? Mary, why is the government doing this to Nigerians? Just for demanding for good governance. Just for demanding that police should stop killing them anyhow and beating them. And you brought in the soldiers to kill people's children, and then you packed them into a mortuary. You never told us. Where are their names? Did you call their parents for 1 year to come and be checking there and identify their people? Did they do this? They did not. Mary, I want to ask, in a situation of this nature, that someone who has been deceiving us, is he qualified to be a governor of human beings? I'm asking a question. And finally, those students that beat up their teacher, I think Mesoma did not do worse. They should make sure they are apprehended.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm not happy with what this morning. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for your contribution. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call in and join the conversation. Hello, good morning. Turn down the volume on your radio set. Turn down the volume on your radio set. Okay, please call me back. When you call in, turn down the volume on your radio set or move away completely so that we could have a clear conversation. And you can send in a WhatsApp message to us on 0700 903 903 9. Hello, good morning.
Mary.
Mr. Darlington, good morning to you, sir.
Morning, my dear. How was the weekend?
Was good. Was good.
It's okay. Mary, I am sure you were in the news in 2020. You were around. You were in the media then. You know what happened at Lekki Doge. Please, since that time till now, is there any media house where Sanwo-Olu and his government or any government in Lagos advertise that parents should come and identify their dead ones in any morgue in Lagos State? Please, I'm asking you because of what they are saying now. Was there any media house where this government of Lagos State advertised that yes, there are dead ones, so whether they pick them in the moon or whether they pick them in the lagoon or whether they pick them in whatever. Was there any time they advertised that people should come and identify their dead ones anywhere? You see, you cannot lie for too long. As I'm talking to you, I am very, very sure they are looking for the person that leaked that memo. They should not worry themselves. It is God that leaked it. It is God. All this cover up now, you can't cover up. You cannot. When God wants to reveal something, you won't even know how he will do it. They were picked up. Who killed them? Please, who killed them? What were those you to protest him for? Mary, you people don't know what has happened to Nigeria under APC. See, I keep saying it. There is a powerful evil force that has taken over Nigeria. That is what is going on. And except we do away with this party, Nigeria can never move forward. Look, whether they like it or not, ICC, we are going to draw the attention to that memo because they denied what happened. At the end of the day, some people will visit ICC because of that Lekki Tollgate massacre. Where is Lai Mohammed now? Let him come and talk. Or MC Oluoma. Nobody died. Nobody died. They didn't say that some people died somewhere. They said nobody died. They qualified it that nobody died. So this one they are run up now. Where did they pick them? Thank God they said they picked all around Lagos State. They didn't say they picked them in Imo State or in Enugu. It is in Lagos State. So who killed those people?
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Darlington. Thank you very much.
That is the type of government you have in Lagos State.
Thank you.
Government of secret court.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Darlington. I appreciate your contribution this morning. Let's take more calls. The phone lines are buzzing 0700 903 903 903. Okay, we have this one. Hello.
Hello, good morning, Mary.
Yeah, good morning to you, sir. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
This is Asamoto Bright. I'm calling from Italy.
Oh, Asamoto Bright. Go ahead.
There's something I want to say this morning. As a Christian, when you read the Bible in Genesis, the reason why God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, there were a lot of crises, a lot of things that have happened that God didn't want to see it because it was very so immense. And if you try to compare things that are happening in my country, Nigeria, to what happened in Sodom and Gomorrah in your Bible, you will quite understand that a lot has happened in Nigeria. A lot has happened. That sometimes I used to ask myself, is there God in that country? Because a country where you have God, you don't these things happen. How can people be dying just like chickens? And you have a government who it's so I'm so sick and tired. Every time I come to the Nigerian space to listen to something, I don't get anything apart from somebody being kidnapped, somebody being killed. The government is just in a different world entirely. They seem not to be in the same country as the people. It's hard time the people get their house to the country is just a joke now. Everybody globally nobody takes us serious. I'm just telling you because I stay in the diaspora. If you say you are in Nigeria, it's like you just make things work for yourself. We've become a laughing stock. And these politicians are just there with their agbada and their big belly and they are not just it seems that they are just there for like I don't understand. I don't understand. It's so sad. And look at students beating up a teacher because of I don't blame them because what do you expect? What do you expect? If the politicians are not brought to book with all they are doing, how do you expect the people to emulate them? No, the country is in a state of anarchy already. It's already in a state of anarchy. There's no rule of law. Everybody just doing what they please. The kidnappers are doing their own. The Boko Harams are doing their own. The country is so divided.
Thank you.
It's so divided. And the politicians have to be very, very careful because we're already on the bridge.
Thank
They
you,
have to be
Osama
very.
Tamari. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate you this morning. Okay, now let's go to take some messages. Let's start with the messages we have on YouTube. So I'll go to the very beginning. Laika Valenhart says, good morning, Mary and Uncle Rufai and all VOP crew. Thank you, Laika. Appreciate your message. And let's see. Emmanuel OC said, but the bodies are NSAS victims, whether from Lekki or not. Okay, thank you for that message. Adegboyega Adekunle says, good morning, everyone. Exosa Oxton said, the more you look, the less you see with APC government. Okay, thank you. Let's see. The Franklin Dixon says, Governor Baseki of Edo State got a pile of the bad governors both the APC and the PDP have inflicted on the Nigerian people in the past 24 years. Federal and state government must repair our roads. Thank you very much for the message. Boy Johnson said in the U.S., it takes about 2 months to form a cabinet between the presidential election in November and January of the following year. The UK, a week maximum to form a cabinet. We need to do better. Okay, thank you very much for your message. And Gordon Ubadi said, Mary, I like the way you give people a chance to speak, say their mind in your program. Oh, thank you. Really, when they say I don't. Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Now let's head to WhatsApp. Lots of messages here. I need to read some of them. Now, Lugard from Benin says, good morning, Mary. As we wait the tribunal judgment, I want to warn the illegitimate government. Okay. Okay. Let me move on to another message. You know, let me use some words. Chika Bende from Trade Fair says 106 recovered bodies, 103 bodies from Lekki toll gate. What is so special? Or Lagos State government trying to cover anything? They should not worry. If that fights one day, those of the Lekki will definitely speak for themselves. None of them involved in the shooting directly or indirectly will pay heavily. Okay, all of them. Because even if they tried the truth and throw it in the river, today's message is not so smooth to read. 103 bodies that died. Who are they and who killed them? Tinubu says Rerun will be between him and Atiku. Is he afraid of Obi? Okay, Gabby from Ojo, thank you for the message. And we have Frank Onero from USA say when government choose to lie to her people, then they have purposely planned to destroy society at large. May the soul of the NSAS rest in peace. Amen. Thank you for that message. And we have Joy from Italy says, good morning, Mary. If INEC can come out boldly and say there is nothing wrong with the last election, that means Nigeria is in trouble under the INEC. What is the fate of our dear country? Is this how leaders will be produced in Nigeria? Joy from Italy, thank you for your message. Honesty from Isola said, good morning, VOP. It's like all our leaders are not good thinkers. All should be taken for a check. I see no reason having a correctional center in the nation Nigeria since our leaders are more. Okay, thank you very much for the message. Let's go back to the phone lines and take one or two calls. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning to you. What's your name and location? Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Yes. What's your name and location?
Okay, this is Mr. Sunday.
Okay, Mr. Sunday from where?
I'm calling from Nigeria.
Oh, okay. Turn down the volume on your radio, please.
I'm not from there.
Okay, go ahead. Go on.
Mary.
Yeah.
Mary. Mm-hmm. What kind of anti-Christ government are we running? Maybe it's a pity that we are hearing all this news under APC government. Maybe I thought Lai Mohammed told us that nobody sent the army to the local target. Maybe I am filled with pain this morning. How can Sowolu get that mass burial for toll gate victims now? The same Sowolu who has been saying that nothing happened, nobody died, that they killed no one in toll gates. Now, those bodies now that they want to bring, where did they pick them from? Who killed them? How did they die? Did they ask for the owners of the bodies to come and pick their bodies? It is a shame. The wrath of God is waiting for all of them. So Wolu is just there as a mascot. He's being removed. Let him tell us the person that is removing him. You
can't say that about him. You can't say that about the governor.
Mary,
you can't, yeah. You have to backtrack that statement.
I am filled with pain.
I know, but you can't speak of him like that. Thank you, Mr. Sunday. I appreciate you. Even as we are pained by this NSAS and the revelations we've gotten, I know the governor has come to clear the air that these people were not killed at toll gates. They were picked up in different areas of Lagos. So that's what the report said. So even as we are pained expressing our views and all of that, we should be mindful of our words when we speak about the governor, when we speak about the president. It's very appropriate. Okay, we speak well. No, turn down the volume on your radio set.
Very good morning.
Good morning to you, Ben from Iba.
Yes, how was your weekend?
It was fine, thank you.
Thank God. Mary, the killers of those children, those 103 children, they must come out and confess that the blood of those children are on top their heads, because the blood must always speak. They don't know what they have done. They think blood, you can never be forgiven them. Blood is speaking against them. And what I'm saying about those children, those girls that are in Zamfara, so the former governor Ijeoma told us that they should grant amnesty to terrorists. They should negotiate with them, that they deserve of poverty. If they deserve of poverty, now they carry these students, 4 girls, and say they will marry. Out of poverty, money. Out of poverty, you say they will give them 12 million to release them. Where will they get 12 million in this fast time? If they are poor, they will be asking for 12 million. All the millions that have been giving them, their sponsors are still telling us that it is out of poverty. They demonize those children in the forest, what they are going through. And when every of Ajao tweeted something from his residence, DSS quickly moved to his residence without anybody giving them address. They followed the network and went there. And when the guy ran to Ejibo, they followed the network again and went inside the pit and inside the hole where he was hiding and arrested him. Why not go and get these terrorists? They posted with the same network, and he said the same thing that was happening during Buhari is still happening. What is holding Tinubu back now is this Rerun, the fear of Rerun. That is why all the Jagoda is visiting him in Asarok, all the people, all the governors, I want to give them money. When this money enters the government,
thank you, Mr. Ben. Thank you, Mr. Ben. You're my last caller. I have to go now. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, Mr. Ben. Yeah. Thank you for calling. Okay, thank you to you for being part of the program. But time here is up. I need to go, and I'll be here again tomorrow, same time from 7 to 8. My name is Mary Onaifia. You can find me on Instagram at Mary Media. Keep it here. We are the voice of the people, 90.3 FM.
Are you looking for the perfect getaway?
Look no further than the luxurious accommodations at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, number 42, Muritala Muhammad International Airport Road, Lagos.
Relax and unwind in a beautifully appointed rooms featuring all the amenities you need for a comfortable stay.
Whether you're traveling for business or pleasure, our attentive staff is here to ensure that your everyday need is met. We also offer complimentary pick-up and drop-off from the Lagos Airport.
Take advantage of our state-of-the-art fitness center, outdoor pool, travel and enjoy a delicious meal at our on-site restaurant.
With stunning views, world-class service, and a prime location, Airport Golden Tulip Hotel is the perfect choice for your